you're well, and thank you so much for clicking on my video today. If you're new, my name's Byron, I'm a vegan and I'm losing weight following the Slimming World plan. The reason that I'm using the Slimming World plan, are you coming up, Craddock? There we go. The reason that I'm choosing the Slimming World plan, like many of you, I have tried every single plan under the sun in the past. But 3 months ago, I received from my local council in partnership with our NHS trust a 12-week referral voucher to join Slimming World. So that means that today is the week 12 weigh-in result, the end of that 3-month life-changing voucher that I was given has now come to an end. So I'm going to talk to you today about the results that I had on the scales this Friday, and then I guess this video is going to be more of a chatty reflection of how I feel that 3 months has gone and what my plans are going to be moving forward. I didn't really have too much of a goal in mind when I started this weight loss journey 12 weeks ago, but I knew that I had around about 5 stone in total to lose, and I thought it would be a wonderful challenge if I could aim to lose half of that, so 2.5 stone, over the 12 weeks that I've been using this Slimming World voucher. If you've been following my journey, you will know that last week I actually gained ½ pound. That was my first gain so far over these 12 weeks. I'm delighted to say, thankfully, that I did not have a gain this week. Again, I stuck to plan exactly as I have done every other week. I can honestly, hand on heart, say that I've not had a single meal over the last 3 months that hasn't either been fully food optimized, or if it's been a bit of a rough week or a rough day, they've still been on plan and they've still been within my sins. And I think that's really, really helped, because on Friday this week, I lost, the suspense, the anticipation, 5.5 pounds. Yes, I lost 5.5 pounds this week. I incredibly got this, my 2.5 stone award. And again, 3 out of 3, third month in a row, I also got my Slimmer of the Month award. So I was absolutely gobsmacked, thrilled, flabbergasted, mind blown, you name it, all of the above. I wasn't expecting to, like, I hadn't pulled back. I didn't think, oh, I had a gain the week before, so I need to have an SP week, or I need to really focus on you know, lower sins. In fact, on 2 of my days, I completely maxed out my sins. Obviously on alcohol, for anyone who follows my videos previously, you'll know that I do like a vodka and tonic or a gin and tonic. And I've certainly continued to enjoy those over the last couple of weeks. But that brings my total so far on this slimming journey. I've moved on to a new page there. I don't know if you can see that, if it will focus. But yeah, so far, £0.5 on last week, 5.5 off this week, leaving me with a total weight loss of 2 stone and 8 pounds in 12 weeks. 2 stone, 8 pounds, so that's 36 pounds in 12 weeks, which is an average of £3 a week. Now, it's been quite a spiky profile for me when I look back at my numbers. It definitely hasn't just been a solid £3 a week. But I've learned to trust that process. It's like last week, I knew that my body had lost weight. It must have lost weight. It just hadn't shown up yet. So this 5.5 this week, I really think that was last week and this week combined. So probably like £2.5 each week. But my losses have been up and down. So from week 1 to now to week 12, they were first week obviously doesn't really count. Everyone loses loads in your first week if you follow the plan properly and you've been living really roughly before that. So it was 6.5, then 2.5, then 1.5. Week 4 was 4.5. Week 5 I lost £4. Week 6 1.5 off. Week 7 3.5 off. Week 8 2.5 off. Week 9 1 off. Week 10 I lost 3.5. Last week I gained £0.5, and then obviously that brings me up to today's results of 5.5 off. I'm over the moon, as you can imagine. I, as you know, have read this book cover to cover, the food optimizing book, cover to cover a million times. And if you look, I've got my new stickers and shinies on the back there with my other Slimmer of the Month. I just noticed actually they've given me two stone awards instead of a 2.5 stone award. But that's not the end of the world. As you can see, you know, I did get my 2.5 stone certificate, which I am happy with. And as I said earlier, I've not deviated from this plan once over 12 weeks. And this is where my reflections really come into it, you know, and that thought process in the thumbnail of does Slimming World work? Well, I've lost over 2.5 stone in 12 weeks. Like Jane says, it works if you work it, it won't if you don't. Never a truer word has been spoken. I mean, I followed Jane's video for years, and I know that Jane says that she is so consistent that she knows that she will have 21 meals on plan over the course of a week. And that's what I've done. I've had wobbles. In fact, over the last couple of days, my mental health again has kind of plummeted a little, well, a lot, with stress, and as a result of that, my executive function goes out the window, and I freeze and I panic. And in fact, if you watched my last video when my batch cooking didn't go to plan, I was this close to just throwing all of it in the bin and getting a takeaway, or I was actually thinking, like, rather than getting a takeaway, how can I just have a quick and easy meal that isn't going to, you know, derail me? And I was thinking, you know, I might just nip over to the Co-op and get a frozen pizza, or I'm not going to list a load of trigger foods, but that's where my mind was. But I managed to not do that, so I'm really proud of myself and pleased with myself. I mean, that was just one example. There have been a few, and I'm sure there'll be a few over the coming days. But yeah, I can look back in my blue book, which I've got here, and know that every single meal that I've had has been on plan. There have been 2 or 3 times over the 3 months where on one day or 2 days in a week I've gone over my sin allowance, but when I look at the averages that I've had for that entire week, I've not gone over my sins over that week. So yeah, it really has worked. It's been amazing for me. It's been a wonderful experience. I jokingly at the beginning of this YouTubing and vlogging weight loss journey said that Slimming World, like all of the weight loss programs, was pretty much in many ways a cult. And yes, you know, it does have a lot of unique cult-like similarities, I guess. You know, it's got its own language, its own vocab, its own group leaders who we all follow. It's got its own, you know, Bible which we follow. But it's just been such an amazing experience for me. I mean, it's been lovely. I've made so many friends in that group now. I feel so welcome. I feel a part of that group that I go to. My consultant is fantastic, the most encouraging person. She's so warm and so welcoming that I look forward to going. I thought that the only reason that I'd go to group would be to have that accountability. That's what I spoke about loads in week 1 and week 2, that I've tried all the apps. I've tried both the digital online versions of Slimming World and Weight Watchers a million times. I've tried Noom. What else have I tried? I can't think. Shakes, calorie controlled meals. I've not tried Cambridge. Because it's not vegan is the main reason why I've not tried that, but otherwise I would have done. You know? I was desperate to shift this 5 stone, and I was just getting bigger and bigger month on month. Like, I was gaining probably a couple of pounds every month consistently. So I thought that going to group would be something that kept me accountable, and it's done so much more than that. It's given me a fresh take on life. It's given me energy, it's given me stamina, it's given me motivation, it's given me a sense of routine again, because I am eating 3 meals a day, which for such a long time I wasn't doing. I was eating when I was hungry. It could be a snack, it could be a main meal. Some days I might have 5 main meals, some days I might just graze throughout the whole day. And it's given me back control, and that's so important to me really at the moment, especially with poor mental health. I feel like I'm achieving something again. That consistency and that sense of achievement has just really, really, really done wonders for up here in my noggin and down here in my tum-tum. I'm just so grateful. So am I going to continue with it? Well, yes, of course I am. It's working. I know that there are changes happening to groups up and down the country. Just as an update, they've not reached my little tiny part of the world yet. So I'm guessing they will do next week, but so far we've not had those changes. But yes, of course, I'm still going. I bought a countdown voucher. Well, that's a lie. I have been bought a countdown voucher by one of my incredible subscribers. So thank you so much. I've thanked that person. I'm not going to name them because I think it would make it a bit weird, perhaps. But I have spoken at length with this person, and just thank you so much. Your generosity in supporting me on this journey is just phenomenal, and it means the world to me. So I have gone and purchased that countdown, and I'm going to see what the next 12 weeks bring. Am I likely to lose another 2.5 stone? Well, probably not, let's be real. As Lisa and Rufus were saying in their last video, the more you lose, the harder it becomes, because as you reduce in size, you know, every pound becomes a more considerable percentage of your overall body weight, doesn't it? So I am expecting things to slow down. But if I can lose another 1.5 stone over this next 12 weeks, but if I can lose between 1.5 pounds and £2 a week, I will be over the moon, if that is my average for the next 3 months. we'll see what happens. Listen, I want to thank all of you because it's as much your success as it is my success, because I don't think I would have had the commitment and the motivation and the encouragement to stay with this Slimming World program for the full 12 weeks had it not been for me blogging from, you know, my first weigh-in and having all of your support. So to everybody, thank you again so much for your interactions with me, your words of encouragement, your generosity, for everything. It means the world to me. It really, really does. I'm going to go and finish this coffee now. I'm going to take some time out for some self-care today and try and regulate and de-stress a little bit. But whatever you're doing, I hope that you do it to the best of your ability, that you enjoy it, and that you have a wonderful week ahead. Let me know in the comments. Please join me for my next video, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so, because that subscriber count is slowly creeping up and I love seeing that rise, so thank you. I'm going now. From Craddock, who is asleep next to me here on the sofa. I think you might have seen her at the beginning, but from both of us, it's goodbye, and I will catch you soon. All right, bye bye.